was only using half my memory. I collect your observations, I will store them separately. I have counted every word you said to me. I wanna leave it at the door, but I don't wanna feel anymore. I should have said something before, but I don't wanna feel anymore. I wanna be alive, I wanna be alive. Here in the moment, here in the sun, there's only a light. I wanna be alive, I wanna be alive. Here in the darkness, under the stars, there's only a light. Me on the ground, me on the ground, that was me on the ground, me on the ground, that was me on the ground, me on the ground, that was me on the ground. I wanna be alive, I wanna be alive. Here in the moment, here in the sun, there's only a light. I wanna be alive, I wanna be alive. Here in the darkness, under the stars, there's only a light.
Hello, and welcome to the Better Man Show, where I document my journey on becoming a better person, and certainly a show that's suitable for both men and women who want to see a better version of themselves in 2021. Hi, I'm BK. If we are not friends, don't be a stranger. Just hit me up on wherever I'm popping up on your radar, right? And if you're here for the first time and you're wondering what this is about, I didn't know that it's a good way to get the blood moving. A bit of dancing just before the show starts, right? So if you're wondering what this is all about, it's day 79 of a 100-day live stream challenge. 100 days? you might have raised your eyebrows just now when you heard that. Yes, it was 100 days. 100 days ago, actually 79 days ago to be exact, I kind of started. Actually, I started a 100-day live stream challenge, and it was a personal discipline challenge at that time, motivated by a program called 75 Hard by Andy Frisella. I kind of tweaked it for my own usage. Nothing to do with his program. His program is great. Please go and check it out. And day one was tough. Day two was tougher. But you see, we are on day 79. And this is just kind of like a personal discipline challenge. Wanted to see whether I could get going for 100 days live, creating content, live streaming, testing out the tech stuff for live streams, testing out speaking, public speaking, testing out content creation, and all those things, right? And it's been a journey, and it's been fun, it's been a blast. And I can tell you that dancing before the show starts is a quite recent addition to the show, but it's fun. It gets the blood going, and in fact, it's in line with today's show, which is we're going to talk about how to stay motivated and happy throughout the day, especially for 2020 and beyond, and 2021. Right now, we're in 2021, right? This is obviously something that is great. Now, I realized that I kind of move in phases for the program. And I guess these couple of days, I'm in a recommendation phase. So yesterday I was talking about probably one of my best personal development investments of late 2020, which will probably stand me in good state for 2021, which was masterclass, right? So if you are keen to check out masterclass. It is awesome. It's been awesome. Do just take a look at the live stream yesterday, right? But today I'm going to recommend something else, and this just came across my desk a couple of days ago. I always like the sound of that statement. It just came across my desk. Makes you feel good, right? I'm quite a linguistic person. I like certain words just gets me going and makes me happy. I'm not sure whether that's the case for you. Maybe you could just fill up in the comments, just type a comment. Let me know what are the phrases that always makes you happy when you see it or read it, right? There is a Chinese phrase that I always like a lot, and it's in a lot of it's in a few lyrics of songs. So there was another. If you understand Chinese, the phrase is 灯火阑珊处，蓦然回首，灯火阑珊处. Go and check it out if you know what I mean. But anyway, right? This came across my desk, and I want to give 100% credit to this. I just discovered him very recently, and YouTube is great for many things. In fact, these days, I kind of find that I gravitate towards YouTube more than Google, because YouTube has a better search engine, or more relevant search engine, in my opinion. Whereas I find that Google has kind of lost its way, in my opinion. Whereas YouTube is still serving up good relevant content for keywords that we search for. And recently he came across this Dr. Andrew Huberman. Andrew Huberman, spelled as Huberman. He is a neuro scientist, and he has a couple of very good videos on brain chemistry, right? And he puts it in a very simple and easy way to understand. And today, I just wanted to share a little bit of a video that I watched from him that is it just makes sense, and it helps you to understand how we can be goal-oriented, how we can be happy, why goals are important, why understanding our brain chemistry is important, how it can help us to stay happy and motivated throughout the day and every single day. And of course, that can extend towards a year that is happy and successful, right? So I'm going to leave the link below in the description so that you can go and watch it yourself. That is an awesome video that I cannot reproduce here, but I'll just briefly share some of the things I learned from that particular video, right? So the things that he shares in the video that I'm going to share about, right, is talking about high performance. And high performance, the key towards high performance and high performers is actually balance. And the balance between two systems that's going on in our body, right? I know you're going to find it interesting that we're going to talk about brain chemistry, but I'm sure you would have heard of things like dopamine and serotonin, epinephrine, oxytocin, and so on. Now, I mean, we do not need to be neuroscientists to understand all this, but it's just good to kind of understand the systems that's going on in our body now. So the dopamine system is more towards goal setting and forward direction. So think of it as the system that gets us going. Think of it as the system that wants us to move forward in our vision of achieving something. Because as we are forward looking, as we do taking steps towards that goal, it releases it releases dopamine at the end, so that we are kind of motivated to get towards there, right? To move towards that, because we do want that dopamine reward. Now, it doesn't have to be an end goal. It can be small little goal, a goal-directed task, right? So small little goals along the way that can also release that dopamine. So you always be in forward motion. Now, the other side of the system for high performance, so this is going, right? And the other side of the system is the serotonin system, which keeps us happy, content, grateful where we are, right? So you need a balance. You need a balance of going for something and staying happy where you are, right? If you don't have a balance, and you find that that is why you hear of high performers who are so successful in a lot of areas in their business or life or even sports, and yet they crash, right? And yet they seem to crash in other areas, right? Perhaps they have addiction issues, they have relationship issues, and so on. So what is happening here is that there's no balance. They are very goal directed. They're high achievers here, right? But they have no balance. They do not know how to stay happy, and that's why they are crashing, right? So you need to be balanced for both, and that's where your brain chemistry comes in, dopamine and serotonin at the same time, right? Both dopamine and serotonin at the same time. So the key is balance. The key is balance and understanding how your brain chemistry works for dopamine system as well as the serotonin system. And that video explains it much better than I am doing now, right? So I'll just leave a link and you just have to catch it. I mean, just watch it. It's a very short, I think it's about 20 minutes, but it's awesome, right? So how can we then take advantage of what we know here? So high performance is balance, and we start the day by wanting to get into gear, right? And these are the three things that he suggested in the video. So first one is actually exercise, which activates the epinephrine in our brains, which gets us into going mood, okay? So one of the good things that we can do in the morning, which is to get some movement going, right? It could be just getting your body going. So that's exercise, and that gets us in the goal setting, goal getting mode, right? That's one exercise. Second thing we can do is goal setting in the early, or at least start in the early part of the day to decide what you want to do for the day. And don't have to be a huge goal. It could be small little mini goals that you are going to complete. So for example, I'm gonna finish this this email, 4 emails to people, or I'm gonna finish this 10 minutes short video that I need to put out to my team, something like that, right? So, and once you complete that, it also releases dopamine, and therefore you then encourage you to go towards the next goal, right? So this is how you can get going in the morning. So that's why you notice that a lot of personal development, productivity gurus, and all those things will tell you about things like planning the night before, so that once you wake up in the morning, you know exactly what are the tasks that you can do, especially the tasks that you can achieve very quickly, right? The third thing, which is I'm glad it was mentioned by him, by Dr. Andrew Huberman, is that fasting or intermittent fasting, it also improves focus for us in the morning. Because typically for intermittent fasting, if you're starting with a 16-8 schedule, or a 16-8, 18-6, 24 schedule, it typically means that you kind of, most people would choose, or I also have chosen to skip breakfast, right? So, and interestingly enough, that actually encourages us to be focused in the morning and to activate the dopamine system as well, right? Because in a way, our body is kind of looking forward to the first meal of the day, and that is one of the goals that we are setting for the body, right? So that is a happy goal directed thing. And then when we have the first meal of the day, we are happy, which is true. A couple of days ago, we were just having meals with friends, right? And then we were all saying that because the group of us are all doing intermittent fasting, and because we are doing intermittent fasting, we were all saying that when we meet up for a makan session, which is Malay word for a meal session, there's a get together. We always say that let's go for something that is that is worth our break fast, right? So that is what we were talking about. So what if you are feeling stressed? Something that is covered in the video as well, right? What if you're feeling stressed? Then set small goals, right? Set small achievable goals, which is something that I kind of talked about in another live stream episode as well, which is about, like the few things you can do to get going, right? One of the habits would be making your bed in the morning, right? To set yourself a goal of making your bed in the morning gets you on the dopamine track. It starts your dopamine system going right from the get-go. So you have achieved the first goal, and then you have already released the first tranche of dopamine, for example, right? Another easy way, which I also realized I like to do, is to make coffee. And I have made making coffee kind of a morning ritual. I don't just use a machine, right? I don't just use a machine. I actually have, over the course of this movement control order in Malaysia, I've learned how to do pour over coffee on my own, which reminds me I need to do a demo for a friend who requested live. Okay, so the pour over coffee is not difficult. There is a certain step involved, but it also requires a certain level of discipline, right? And by being able to make that coffee in that pour over style, it gives me a sense of accomplishment for the day. So when I have my first cup of coffee in the morning, right? This is water. First cup of coffee in the morning, using this pour over method. Indirectly, I have actually set up myself with activating the dopamine system for myself in the mornings, right? So these are small little things that you can do: making your bed, exercising, making coffee. Of course, if you just press a button on the coffee machine, I guess it works, right? If that gives you joy, just do it. But I have chosen a slightly more elaborate method of making coffee, which perhaps really feels that I've accomplished something when you make a good cup of coffee, right? So these are all goal-directed behavior you can adopt in the morning, right? Now, then what happens is that Dr. Andrew Huberman was sharing, which is interesting, is that if you have a day, if you're in the waking hours and you are always go, 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 right? It kind of is not good it will be stressful in the sense, right? So he kind of recommends a system whereby you should be going in the morning and then you take a slight dip in the afternoon and do a bit of and activate the other side of your the serotonin system, right? And then you can have another wave of productivity maybe towards the end of the day in the evenings and so on, which means that you have two separate periods in a single day of waking hours where you have productive time, right? And some of the suggestions that he does is that get some sunlight in the afternoon, right? You could also eat complex carbs late in the evening so that you can enhance your sleep, so that you can end your day properly, right? So in essence, what this video has taught me is that if you aim to be a high achiever or high performer, we kind of need to learn to toggle between both systems of being very goal oriented and being very relaxed at the same time, right? Being very goal oriented and relaxed at the same time, so it's balanced, right? And Dr. Andrew Huberman was kind of observing that what he noticed is that very, very good high achievers, high performers, they are very adept at going from at full intensity and then at full relaxation, right? So that's something that is an aspiration that we could all aim towards, right? So you can go at something at full intensity, but yet at the same time, once you are done with that, you should also be full relaxation. So you know how to push yourself and you know how to have fun at the same time, right? So this is just a very quick summary of that video that I will just leave a link for you. Just go and watch it. It does a much better job at explaining this with illustration, of course, than I just did. But I was excited about it. And, like I've always been saying, the sheer fact of me repeating what I just said to you has actually reinforced that message to myself. And I probably will remember this much, much better moving forward, moving ahead from here, right? So, like I said, I'm in a phase right now, in a recommending phase. Recommending phase meaning this is just a great YouTube video that I came across. It's by Dr. Andrew Huberman. He has a lot of other videos that I think has been interesting. I'm gonna kind of pay a little bit of attention to what he says, because this brain chemistry thing is quite fascinating to me, right? Always maintain a sense of fascination. Yeah. So hope that you enjoy this, and I will see you, because it's day 79. Tomorrow we are in day 80 territory. I am so excited. We are very near the very near the finishing line of this 100-day challenge. Thank you for joining me. I know some of you are watching me from other channels. Don't be a stranger, right? Just drop me a comment wherever you are catching me on. Um, I'm gonna in another episode. I'm gonna talk about one new social media platform that has been blowing up. It's called Clubhouse. If you do want to invite to Clubhouse and you happen to be watching my live stream, drop me a comment and let me know what you want to achieve out of it, right? And I can send you an invite, right? Because right now it's purely by invite only. So another recommendation is check out this new social media platform called Clubhouse. It is literally blowing up right now. It is very interesting. It is a voice only social media platform. So it's kind of like podcast on steroids, if you want to think of it, but it's live. Okay, it is live. Nothing is documented. Nothing is archived. Once the show is over, it's over, right? So you kind of have to be live over there. So the challenge I find right now is that a lot of it is in the other side of the world where the time zones are a little bit off. So perhaps we could start, some of those of us in Asia could start our own clubhouse rooms, so much so that we can have more content during our hours, right? That could be something that we could do, right? So if you want to invite, just drop me a comment and let me know what you want to achieve out of it. And I will just give the invite to one lucky listener, right? So I do have an invite to Clubhouse. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow for day number 80.